Congratulations, Bryce. Are you a milestone sort of guy on board?
Yeah, pretty lucky to get the opportunity to play 100 games at this club. Yeah, it's an honour, I suppose, to play for a club like Carlton and with its proud history, and to play 100 games and get your name on the locker with some of those guys. It's pretty special.
Can you look back and sort of pick out a few personal highlights along the way?
Probably, my first game was one I remember for a while. I suppose 50 as well. But I'm looking forward to this weekend and hopefully can be a memorable one.
What are your recollections of your first game?
From memory, first kick was a goal, so I was pretty lucky. But I think I started on the bench and just running on for the first time. I think there was about 60 or 70 at the G, and obviously first game on the MCG, and was sort of didn't know what was going on.
Been overall by some of the names, I guess, that were running around on both sides.
Yeah. I think I found myself by the end of the game in a back pocket. So I think Richo was down there and he was giving me a bit of lip. So I sort of didn't know what to do.
There's been a bit of water on the bridge, in 50 years. Does it feel like it's flashed by, or does it feel like you've been part of the change in Carlton?
No, it really does. You speak to a lot of the past players and they're always telling you, make the most of it. It goes so quickly, and at the time you're probably a bit naive and you're like, yeah, righto. But it really does. It's my 5th year now, and to play 100 games, it only feels like, 2 years ago I played my first game.
You've seen a massive transition in the club in the 5 years that you've been here, from a club that was rebuilding to a club that has built itself into nearly a powerhouse of the competition. Tell us about that transition and that time in the 5 years from where you were to where you are now. Yeah,
a lot has changed. Obviously coming to the club, we're bottom of the ladder and we really struggled to win games of footy, and you'd sort of come off the ground hoping we were competitive. But 5 years has been a long time, and now we're getting that culture back in the footy club, where that winning culture, we expect now to take these opportunities and to take the club back to where it was 10, 20 years ago.
What do you expect the next 5 years are going to hold?
Well, I think it's very exciting. We've taken steps each year, improvement steps, and we'll continue to do that. We want to be in the finals mix this year, and we're really aiming to win a final. And if we can keep applying the footy we've been applying, anything could happen.
You're destined for a Crows father-son early on there for a while, but for a late change of rules. Do you ever reflect on what might have been?
No, not really. At the time, it was a bit exciting. Obviously, with speculation that I could have gone father-son around that time, it would have been great to stay at home and play in front of the family and friends every week. But I suppose once that decision was made by the AFL and I was to go into the draft, it was basically left there. I knew that I could end up anywhere, and I ended up at Carlton, and I'm very glad I did.
It really stung the Crows at the time. I remember the recruiting manager saying that they would never stop. They would always keep sort of coming and knocking on your door. Have they been about over the years?
Not that I'm aware of, but I don't know. Maybe they've had a word to my managers or whatever. But no, I suppose I'm very happy being a Carlton player and loving the Melbourne lifestyle. And I think I've signed my contracts, well before I've been out of contract. So it's probably a sign that I'm happy and I love this club.
I'd like to be a one-club player, but also in this day and age with new clubs coming up, do you have to sort of be open to whatever opportunities are out there?
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to be a one-club player. I think a lot of players would aspire to be one-club players, and if that was the opportunity that was in front of me, I'd love to.
Is your family coming over to watch?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, half of Adelaide's coming over, I think. So, it'd be good to have them in town and be at the game. So they're pretty excited.
You've had a very consistent run of games. You know, missed the one. How important has that been, and how do you sort of rate your own development over the journey?
Yeah, I've had a pretty good run, touch wood. Probably reflecting back now, in my first year there was probably a couple of games where I struggled, and maybe being at a bottom club, you know, they played a lot of the younger guys to give them the experience. So maybe if I was at a team that was higher on the ladder, I might have found myself playing some twos here and there. But yeah, you know, I've been fortunate to be picked in the side just about every week, and you know, I'm still looking to improve my game, and whatever it may be, whether it's in defence, through the midfield or forward. And you know, I've had a lot of roles over the journey so far, and I'm sure there'll be a lot more to come.
You slotted straight into the leadership group when you came here, which raised a few eyebrows at the time, but for such a young person, do you think that was a good thing at the time and helped you develop?
Yeah, it was an interesting one. Yeah, look, it was at the time I didn't really know how to handle it. Obviously, first coming to a club, you want to earn the respect of your teammates, and I found, you know, being put in the leadership group, and I haven't even earned the respect of my teammates, which is the first and foremost. It was a bit hard to swallow, but I just took it as an opportunity just to learn, and just, you know, I didn't have really anything to say in that year about meetings or anything, but just to sit there and take it all in, and more of a big learning curve I took out of it.
And have a guy like Juddy, a triple Brownlow medalist, because you win this year, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Working with a guy like that around, it must be really exciting to learn the craft from someone who's won, you know, a couple of the highest accolades.
Yeah, and you guys hear all the time, you know, he's just such a professional in what he does. You know, really sets the example, whether it's on the field or off the field, and you know, to follow in someone's footsteps like that, you know, it's hard not to take it for granted. So you really just got to, you know, take everything in you can, and get as much information out of you can, because, you know, we're pretty lucky to have him in the side.
Some of the jobs obviously too this year and other years as well, you've been given, you know, Adam Goods and the Goddards and CBJs and the like. Is that what you really relish, playing on those guys? Playing, you know, pitting yourself against the blokes like that? Yeah,
and you know, it's a good challenge for me. You know, Rats, you know, throws me those challenges every now and then, and it's good to play on those type of players. You know, they take you to the ball and they give you, you know, opportunities to be around the ball. So I love those one-on-one matchups, and I think that's when I'm playing my best footy, is when I'm playing on a good opposition, and go from there.
If you had your choice, where would you like to play? Do you want to play more up forward?
It doesn't really bother me. You know, I enjoy the midfield, being around the stoppages and scrums and stuff. But yeah, look, there's going to be jobs for me down back, and like I said before, you know, Rats thinks I'm a very good one-on-one player. So having those roles, those run-with roles, you know, I can play to my strengths as well, and I've played some good games like that. So probably a mix between those midfield and run-with roles has been good.
Who's been the biggest influence on your career?
My old man's had a lot to do with me, obviously, over the journey. He coached me in a lot of my junior footy days, and even today. You know, on the phone after the game, have a chat. A lot more negatives than positives usually, and he's always just been a great soundboard and support to have. You know, especially because we live in different states, it can be a bit tough at times. But you know, whenever I need him, he's always on the first plane over here to come over and help out. So he's probably had the biggest, I think.
You're a ball hunting sort of midfielder as a junior, and it's probably fair to say there's been a little bit of frustration from Carlton fans over the journey that you're not sort of just left to do that. I mean, are you sort of aware of that, or is that something that you want to sort of build up to at some point?
Yeah, I think, and the beauty of it is we've got so many guys that can go through there at the minute, especially now with, you know, Mitch Robertson really stepping up and taking that, you know, contested footy and hardness to a new level. It's pretty hard to kick guys like that out when they're going so well in there, and then you've got Juddy, Murph, guys like this. So look, I'll continue to to work on a few things. And look, I'm happy playing half back, you know, at times, and I'm sure I'll be put in the midfield more and more in the next couple of years. But yeah, I've just got to bide my time and go from there.
You played in Adelaide last weekend. I saw on Twitter that you took a few of the guys out or showed them a few sites in Adelaide, did you? The boys sort of get in, a few of us South Australians, about the city, and that we're a bit slow, and you know the time frame's always half an hour behind and whatever. So I just thought I'd look after them and take them, get them down to Glenelg and see the beach and show them what Adelaide's really about, I suppose, and a bit of banter. It's always good fun.
Hindley Street.
What's that? Hindley Street. Yeah. Took them down there. They loved it.
The development, 5 years, might be one to look back on, maybe another 5 years, but compared to when you came in, it's the development and the young guys you see come through. Have they stepped up to another level when they come into the game? Or?
Yeah, it's the whole thing across the board's gotten a lot more professional. There's development programs in place for the guys to step straight into and really make them understand what being an AFL player is all about, and you know, shortening that gap to make them better AFL footy players and ready to go. I think Darren Harris and Luke Webster, what they're doing in the development programs have been fantastic, and you know, it only takes you to have a few injuries, and then you know you're calling on some of those young guys to step straight in the team, and we want them to perform like any other player playing with a navy blue jumper on. So you know, it's fantastic, and a lot of our guys that depth there is really there, and the development guys are going really well.